man.
Houston ready to put it deep and get this game going. And he's going to bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here's Sellers to throw. Fires to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Sooners are in the hurry-up. Dropping back, it's Sellers. Looking for a deep man. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And guys, if I'm on offense, I am staying aggressive. I know you didn't connect there, but make sure you keep testing this defense, because even if you complete one of those throws, that could be the game-breaking play.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. He makes the grab. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. Throws for the tight end. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. Leaves it with the back. They'll give him 4 on the pickup at 2nd and 6.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow.
That's caught. It's Marsh. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
And when you run these drag routes, it's super important that your quarterback can really use his eyes. Don't lock in where everybody's going to start looking at you and seeing what's coming. Does a good job, drops back, sees it, and the most important part, puts the ball out in front so he can catch it, get upfield, and make some extra yards after the catch.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Now on the option. The option, the keeper. Here's a little run there. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
And I love how this offensive coordinator
that boy been acting interesting for the last couple of days, man.
And all of the speed. This is a guy that we've seen hurt defenses before catching the football, but you can get him involved in the running game as well with the option play. You get him on the perimeter. He's the pitch man. Nobody accounting for him. It's an easy walk-in score for the offense.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with the 33-yard touchdown run. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. And the Sooners will hustle to the line. They go play action with Sellers.
I just love quarterbacks that aren't greedy and that aren't always trying to throw the home run ball, right? Second down, you're in your own end of the field. The guy you want to throw to is not open. Just find the back. He'll go do something positive with it. This guy is a weapon. You got to find him in the passing game.
They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Here's the pressure. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. Sellers from the gun on 3rd down. Fires left. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th down. Sellers to throw for it on 4th. He's taking the shot. Intercepted deep in his own end. He was looking for room to return that, but he'll just hand it to the offense. They'll take over at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. The option look. Nice move there. Slips a tackle and he's got room. Flying down the left side. The 20. Inside the slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Instead of running the traditional option where the running back is the pitch man, nice job by the offense, getting creative, getting a way to get their speedster, a playmaker, a receiver the football in space, and he does the rest.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. With the draw, it's Jackson. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. Motion from the wide receiver. He breaks the tackle. Caught, and he's got room. A huge pickup, knocked out of bounds at the 30, but they are in business. The Sooners, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Sellers. Lets it fly deep downfield. And that falls incomplete as they tried to wrap up the 1st quarter with a bang, but the incomplete pass takes us to the 2nd quarter. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the 2nd. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. To the air, it's Sellers. Thrust that arm out. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing it.
He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to give them a finish. They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Now the offense tries to punch it in on 2nd and goal. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. Touchdown, Oklahoma! Excellent pass by the back on the option. And the offense finds a way to cut into this lead, but they still have plenty of work to do.
They do, but that's a big score. You don't want to get late and start getting in the second half where you're fighting to come back by so many points. So great job getting points, get that momentum back on your side so you can come out and do some good things when you get the ball next time.
That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
The Houston offense comes onto the field. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had a much better field position this time around. Under fire, and down he goes.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
Motion from the wideout. On the option. Quarterback keep. And he just flat missed him. Sometimes you see a guy, he's open, and you try to baby it too much, and it was a bad throw. Some third down conversions tougher than others. This one, a long one on third down from the 43. They'll run play action. Finds the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already got the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Throwing, Sellers. Going to take a shot. Upstairs he's got it. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18. That chunk play has them in business, set up with a first down in the red zone. Running the red zone, it's Jackson. Picked up maybe a yard, it's down at the 16. The Sooners want to pick up the tempo. Looking downfield, it's Sellers. Release to the back. He caught it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Sooners! Here comes the two-point try. He's looking to pass. Nice catch for the two-point conversion. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. They want to get the ball right back here in the first half. They've got the lead and going for the onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
Well, we're only in the first half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense can do. You have got to make them pay for gambling.
He'll do it himself. Leaves it with the back. Picks up the first down. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle at the 17. Houston will snap it in the red zone. They'll run the option. There's some room. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one. This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Houston.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
And with the extra point, they're on top by 5. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. going to bring it out of the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Here's Sellers to throw. Pocket breaking down. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Sellers. He tries to take the top off. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Going to have to come up with a play on 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. Sellers from the gun on 3rd down. He's not afraid to go deep. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on.
Wait just a second. They're leaving the offense on the field. They're going to go for it in this situation. Again, it's Sellers. Looking to the big tight end. Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. Desperately wanted to convert on 4th down, but couldn't do it. Great place to start for this offense. Wide receiver going in motion. They'll run the option. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Houston going up tempo. Before they snap the ball on 2nd down, timeout is called. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. On the option. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the 1st without scoring. They get him on the ground. The defense knew exactly where they had to stop him, and it's 4th down. They were unfazed by that earlier 4th down failure and will try for a 2nd time in this one. Quarterback on the keeper. He'll pitch it. Tried to run for it on 4th and 1, and there was nowhere to go. The defense gets to stop it. Offense in a bunch formation. Sellers. Here comes the heat. He just kept going backwards. You have to step up, and they get him for a safety. So after taking the safety, they'll line up for a free kick from their own 20. He'll try to make the catch in traffic. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, the offense is doing their best to try and at least get into field goal range here at the end of the 1st half. So they take a vertical shot down the field, but give the defense credit. Lots of eyes back there on the quarterback. They're able to break.
Intercepted. A 1st half turnover can swing momentum. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Throwing, Sellers. Fires deep toward the end zone. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
I know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing the incompletion.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. From the gun on 3rd down, Sellers. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. I guess they're trying to send a message to start this second half, lined up for an onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. As they get ready to start this third quarter, think how big the lead might be if they'd taken care of the ball.
Well, the game might be over, Reese, but if you're on defense right now, you've gotten a couple turnovers early, and you're saying, okay, we're going to need to keep this up. We got to stay aggressive for us to have a chance to win this game, but we believe we can do it.
Yeah, you've already done it, so of course you're going to believe it. Keep playing fast, keep playing physical, and then tell your offense, hey, we need a little help over here. Can you help us out and put some points on the board?
And you want to talk about gang tackling, everybody on the defense run to the ball. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. They give it to him again. He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Punt is in the air. And the punt team gets down there and touches it dead. That's where they'll put it in play. The Sooners will get things going on offense as they head onto the field. Defense looks like they're about to bring the house. Punches ahead, they'll give him a yard to the 13.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Here's Sellers to throw. Looking to the big tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down. And the Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. Play fake, Sellers. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. They'll try to keep that sack from wrecking this drive here on 2nd and 15. The play action fake. Slides away. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
It's an ancient proverb for a reason, right? Know thyself. And what he does best is hang in the pocket and throw strikes and attack the field. It's not really running. And you can see he takes off, and the defense closes in fast. And the most important thing happens for the defense. They hit him, they get the ball out, and they force the turnover.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
Winning first down is such a big deal on defense, like getting them into more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that first down.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. How in the world did the offense retain possession? I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back's got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
Man, they just couldn't find the hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks. So much harder to complete those passes. But 4th and short. Now, decision time, baby.
And that is no good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll try the counter. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27. They can really be aggressive after that last play at 2nd and 3. Right back to the well. They'll mark him down at the 37. It's a 10-yard gain.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking. The running back does a great job finding the hole, exploding through. How about that nice, big, huge gain? If I'm the OC, let's call that one again.
Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Jackson. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down. The Sooners have their offense in high gear. On the run, it's Jackson. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Sellers rushes on him, and the pass falls incomplete, and we have played 3 quarters. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. Sellers from the gun on 3rd down. Out of the backfield, he's open. He gets it to the 38-yard line, and they'll pick up a fresh set of downs. Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They piece together a couple of 1st downs, and here they come again. Throws to the tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Love the physicality of the secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Throwing, Sellers. Looking to the big tight end. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Looking to throw again. Trying to burn this defensive back. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
And the defense is playing with a sense of urgency right now. Obviously, they're playing with the lead. They know this offense needs to find a way to generate points, expecting a shot on that last play, so nice job in coverage.
Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Big guy smells it. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the 1st down and a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. And guys, if they can somehow, some way find their way in, and he's in! Touchdown, Oklahoma!
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole, he saw it, he put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
Here's Sellers to throw. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands. Catches it inside his 20. Chance to really gain some ground. He'll be stopped on the return right at the 30-yard line and helps out this offense a few extra yards in field position. The Cougars offense takes the field to start this drive. That last touchdown drive tightened this one up, and we'll see what these guys can do coming down the stretch. Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Wide receiver comes in motion. Goes to the option. Pulls it on the option. The give to the back. Just working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity when you don't do your assignment.
Here comes the option. He gets enough for the first down. Crowd is silent. Chains are moving. Clock still going.
And that's exactly how you draw it up. And that's why the option's so hard to stop. QB, man, draw the defense in. Look at me. I'm the first option. Bam. Next thing you know, he pitches it, gets a positive gain down the field.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Just a short pass to the tight end. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Coming into this one, I thought this guy was going to be a monster. He was going to put up huge numbers. We know this is a big part of the offense week in, week out. The defense has done a great job clamping down on him. That is only his second catch so far in this game.
After the 4-yard completion on first down, now it's 2nd and 6. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On the option. Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
Running inside, it's Jackson.
And if they're going to run the football late in the game in this situation, not that close to scoring zone, they've got to take a timeout here. You've got to make sure you save as much time as possible and communicate with your quarterback.
Sellers finds his tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. They want to think this 3rd and 1 play over, and they'll use a timeout here. And they'll still have one timeout left at their disposal. They'll try to pick it up on... Oh, no, the ball popped out. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
That's a huge blow, man. You got a chance to go take the lead and put yourself in a position you know you can win the ball game. And now, instead of that, you've turned the football over. Now you're trailing. The defense is going to have to do something special for you.
Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. The Sooners call timeout, and that's their last one. And now they are powerless to stop the clock with a timeout. Now on the option. And he couldn't find any room to breathe. What a great job on the run fits by this defense.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost. They didn't on that play. Nice job honing in, getting in there quickly, getting the quarterback to the ground.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. Going to the running game. And he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Clock is all zeros and time has expired here. It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get the close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling a close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis saying goodbye, everybody. The Old Horseshoe, Ohio Stadium in Columbus, Ohio. Hello and welcome everyone to a game that we've been eagerly awaiting. It's the Houston Cougars and the Illinois Fighting Illini. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to Hollywood with the latest on the weather.
Illinois head coach told me before the game, he knows that there's a lot of excitement for this home game, but most importantly, the weather is clear. We were wondering how the forecast would shake out, and it is calm and beautiful. Should be an impactful game here with great weather, great opportunities, and a fast surface. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. Houston about to kick off to get things underway. Fielded in the end zone. It's Cook. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. Grabbed behind the line. It's Cook. And just a short and safe pass play. They pick up a few. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield. Nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Dropping back, it's Fafita. Got his man on the right. He'll make a play on third down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese, at seeing the holes in the zone, knowing you're in zone, knowing where to sit down, how to make it an easy pitch and catch for the quarterback, and that's what it was on third and short.
To the air on second down. Pressure coming. It just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Another incompletion on third down.
Coaches look at this stat every single football game.
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Under fire. Gets drilled as he releases it, and the ball just trickles to the ground.
It's really early in the game right now, and if it's 4th and short, 4th and medium, maybe I see going for it, certainly. But 4th and long, that's a situation I think you got to punt, just let the game play out. Trust your defense a little bit more.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Inside the 25. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving. You give them a first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. The option look. The option, he'll keep it. Could be an alley. Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
What's good, Twin?
Houston wants to play fast.
How you been? Trying to play one of my things.
A first down run in the red zone. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game.
Yeah, hurt.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they finish it off with a short plunge into the end zone.
Still for real? Yeah. What you got going this morning?
Fielded in the end zone, it's Cook. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short.
Screaming in before I have to go to pizza. Pizza today. That's why you see you yesterday early.
Off the play fake on first down.
Something in the
Short hands, it's Cook. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a
by the time I
time.
come back, they've been in the process of my own.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Looking for space. It's Lacy. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. To the air. It's Fafita. He's got the back in the middle. And he gets it right on the cusp. Maybe a few pebbles short of a first down on that football. I see the closed space.
We'll get beat up.
It'll be 4th down. They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches. And this is why you square your prominent jawline.
I need a fix this.
He's got it up, and they roll the dice on 4th down, and they keep the drive alive. They were willing to spin that wheel of fortune in their own territory, and it paid off.
And it came up good. I mean, I think you see the aggressiveness by these offenses now, willing to go for it in their own territory, and I like it because they got it.
Still some work to do after that last completion at 2nd down.
Oh, I'm freaking it.
Back to pass. Throws to the tight end. Got it in the middle of the 10. Good, solid.
Right there in the good
now they can start to smell it with the first down at the 31. The run inside. It's Lacy. There he goes. They get him on the ground.
He laid out the wide receiver too.
Into the 2nd quarter. That's the end of the period, and Houston has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the 2nd quarter. So first down here as they go back to work. This time he wants to throw. Looking to scramble. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long. With players like that getting after him.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Ball's at the 24, a lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Dropping back, it's Fafita. Throws to the wideout. It's picked up. They ruin the drive with a turnover. Takes it the other way. He's inside the 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Hello.
This time.
Defense making a big play and putting it in the end zone. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught, don't get caught. And he did the pick 6.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
That boy got loose. See you later. Too late.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here and make something happen on this side of the football.
The Illini just added to its workload after that last play. It's 2nd and long. Caught. Nowhere to go and not much to show for that one. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out.
I mean, duty later. Call of Duty, bro.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last first down gets them a little bit of confidence.
You know that, right?
Back to the line.
You know that they're supposed to be pick six.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence.
Come on, T7.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Trying play action.
Come on, get on.
Pulls it in. It's Hansen. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down.
Yeah, we do that.
Wants to keep it in the air. Has to throw this off his back foot. And he pulls it in at the 15. And they make the striking connection, and they've got it down to the 13-yard line of red zone chance. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement. He's got it, and he will score. Touchdown, Illini.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And with that kickoff going out of bounds, they will get great field position to start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The give on the option. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Back to throw, it's Fafita. Lost one deep down the right side. Jump ball, and he's got it. Oh, what a grab.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. On run the option. Keeps it himself. Defense coming up with a huge stopper. Has to force a field goal that would make it a two-possession game. Now the Illini calling a timeout there first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. He got it. And that lead grows even bigger.
Man, so many more times we're going to say go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. To the air, it's Fafita. Makes the grab. 9-yard pickup on the play. It's now 2nd and 1. Illinois uses its second timeout. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket from what's left in this first half. The Fighting Illini with options here on 2nd and short. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the right. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
Man, that is such...
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Trying to get it to the marker. Fighting off the defender. They thought they had a good...
What's this? He boned him.
but it did not work.
Wow.
Timeout taken here by the Illini, and that is their 3rd. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half.
Put their head on that play.
Sends it back in motion.
That
They'll
should have
run
been the
the
first down,
option.
though.
Pulls it on the option. And he swallowed up immediately. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it should have been the first down. That boy put their head on that play. Like, this was shocking.
They want to get the ball back
I think he's
right
gonna do
now,
it.
lining up for an onside kick to start the second half.
But he's scared.
That's why
He's
they call
so
them the
scared.
hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick.
Yeah, and I know you're down. I think it's always hard of when to pull the trigger, when to be aggressive. And listen, they decided it was time. It's the third quarter. Got to make something happen. Got to make a play. Unfortunately, it was just unsuccessful.
Here comes the Houston offense out and ready to go. Motion from the wide receiver. They'll run the option. Power football with the run. Pick up of 5 is now 2nd and 5.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
Picked up some yardage on the ground. Now here comes 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. With the catch, it's Clark. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. Houston going up tempo. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. He gets it inside the 25. They'll ready to put it deep and get this game going. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Looking downfield, it's Fafita. With the catch, it's Clark. Getting behind those pads and behind a stiff arm to get it out to the 27. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete.
That's when the offense would love to have back. That's a play they practice over and over and over. They feel like they can run that play in their sleep, not able to connect there.
And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those.
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Snags it. There's one. He's got another first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going. And the Volunteers come to the line with a new set of downs. The run from the shotgun. And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Wants to fire on 2nd down. Throw to the right side. That's Wilson. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down.
During the week, you got to talk to your quarterback. Quarterback, what do you like? What's your favorite, safest routes, easiest reads? Love coming out with those early with the short passing game.
He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. They were banking on the yards after the catch, but that went into the negative column.
Yeah, and I'm banking on the ball coming out quick. When I'm a defense and understanding 3rd and short, understand they're going to throw the ball really quickly, try to make a play. The defense knew it, broke on the football, made a nice tackle to force a 4th down.
Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. On the option. Keeps it on 1st down. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch,
and the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
And this offense comes out 1st down, tries to run the football, no answer. 2nd down, they go for the pass, they give up the sack. This defense on point early in the football game with 2 great plays.
Now the play fake. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Oh, he can't hang on to the football. A big play sitting right there for the taking, and they can't get it done early in this one.
Well, this is a disappointing turn.
Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Going back to the well, another deep ball. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion. Bunch formation for these receivers. Looking to pass, it's Fafita. Finds his man, it's Clark. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on 1st down, setting up an easier 2nd down. Understanding I don't always have to push the ball down the field, but see the tight end, make the throw. No, it's not a big gain. It makes life really easy on that 2nd down.
They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 20. He goes right back to the air. The throw. Wilson open on the right side. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Short pickup of 4 on first down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. Makes the catch and he's free. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. He's looking to throw. Trying to pull his way in. Touchdown, Volunteers! Into the end zone for 6. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big body frames, threaten them to run the football, be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip into the secondary and make that big play.
And he made the extra point without problem. He'll bring it out. It's Marsh. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Makes the grab. It's Marsh. Breaks into the open. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the corner. Looking to throw on first down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play. Really good position. He was up to the challenge. Be interesting to see if this quarterback goes his way again.
Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Goes to the option. The keeper on the option.
This is one of the things that's hard about stopping the option. That wasn't a big game, but you look up, and they're in 2nd and short, 2nd and medium. They put you behind the sticks consistently as a defense. This defense has to be aggressive, make sure they get to this quarterback, and make him make quick decisions.
He just carries him face long into a brick wall and has nothing to show for it again. 3rd and short from the 28. Let's see if this is throw-down territory or they just pick up the first here. To the ground to try to move the chains. Offenses gain momentum with 3rd down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell, ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go. Hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. He picks it up, still on his feet.
Deep breath, right, man? You can fumble that thing, you can cough it up, and like, oh, I really appreciate you, brother. I can't tell you how much I thank you, because the coaches would have been all over me, but big-time break for the offense.
Pulls and fires complete to the right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
I really like this slot receiver because of his shiftiness, and you see that on his route running. Really nice job creating separation for his QB.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Intercepted to stop the threat. Got room on the return. The 40, 30, the 20. He's at the and with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Tennessee. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Turning it on. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Lining up from the 34 on first down. Wide receiver going in motion. Here comes the option. Rides the option, he keeps it. Stopped in the backfield, he's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
I just love the individual one-on-one effort by the defense there. Offense trying to go option, QB keeps it, but just too many defenders winning their one-on-one battles, defeating blocks, getting the tackle for loss.
Couldn't get a block on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. Quarterback will keep it. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. 3rd down conversion's always a huge stat. They've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the play fake. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. Goes high to pull it in. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. This offense has been sluggish, to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. Has it. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with the 1st down. And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right. And maybe the other team doesn't even get it. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Cougars!
And that's exactly what the offense needed right there. A touchdown here, and I know it's taken a while. They hadn't had a lot of success up until that moment. Late in the 2nd quarter, they finally were able to punch one in the end zone, and that's going to give them some confidence now to take into the locker room here shortly at halftime, but they've got to play much better in the 2nd half.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. He'll bring it out. It's Thomas. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. To the air, it's Fafita. Makes the catch. It's Clark. He's brought down at the 29 after a 10-yard gain. The Volunteers headed quickly to the line.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage?
Oh, he's got some space. Good game there. Picks up the 1st down, and now maybe this offense attacks before the half. This time he wants to throw. Quickly to the tight end. Runs through a tackle. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
I like this tight end. He does a really nice job on his route running. He's been beating man coverage. He can find the soft spots and zones. You got to get him involved.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Unloads to the right. Got the big tight end on the corner route. They bring him down, but not before he gets a 1st down at the 35. The Volunteers will call their 1st timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Now improvising. Rolling, throwing, looking right. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and it just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through them, and guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
Kick comes up a little short, and now he's thinking kick 6. They make the stop, but man, oh man, did he almost get a score on the final play of the half. A big game. The Vols will boot it away to start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Marsh. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Here comes the Houston offense once again. They start this third quarter, one-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready. They're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
They'll move the wide receiver. Off-play action. They get to him as he throws. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm. Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And the incomplete pass lets this defense get the ball back for its own great field position. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Caught in the backfield, it's Clark. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. Here comes 3rd and short from the 24. This offense does not want to send out the field goal unit. Finds his big tight end. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17. And the Vols come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Fafita. Finds his big tight end. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
Fires to the tight end. Good throwing catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. And the Volunteers are threatening on 1st and goal. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
And both of these defenses, man, they've been so good. They've been physical. They've been great tackling, limiting explosive plays. But it's these type of plays right here when it's kind of a 50-50, 60-40.
Oh, no.
Touchdown ball. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And you got to love seeing that if you're the head coach of this team, right? You always want to see your team start fast early in games and then also start fast at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. You had a big lead. You take the ball right away here in the 2nd half. You drive it down the field, and you score. This offense has been dialed in right from the get-go. It's been very impressive to watch.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. They didn't have to cover a ton of ground, moving at 33 yards. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And he's coming out of the end zone. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. On the option. The option, the keeper. There he goes. Good pickup there. He gets enough for the first down.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
Got enough for the first. Maybe some room here. A huge pickup, knocked out of bounds at the 30, but they are in business.
Really nice read that time by the quarterback in the option. He had the ball out on the perimeter. He saw his pitch guy open. Nobody accounting for him. So you flip it to him quickly. Nice, accurate pitch out in front of him. Easy catch. And then he's able to do the rest. Look at the speed that time on the perimeter by the pitchman. Picking up a massive gain for this offense.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. To fire. Got a man. It's Marsh. And they bring him down quickly, but a good game there. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Plucks it out of the air. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19. And on that third and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it was a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this third down. Get the conversion, move the sticks.
Fires to the wideout. And he's got it! Touchdown, Cougars!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. We're taking shots. We need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page. And then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
On the run from inside his own 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Caught in the backfield, it's Clark. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the third period. We've come to the end of the period, and Tennessee leads it. Now let's take a look at the stats and what has been a nip-and-tuck affair. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth-quarter finish. So the final period starts with a second down play. Back to throw, it's Fafita. Caught over the middle, it's Clark. Knocked down at the 44, but he got 15 on that one. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Wants to throw it again, and why not? Finds his man. It's Marsh.
And quarterback, receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Grab behind the line. It's Wilson. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
We see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
The Volunteers will line it up on 1st and 10. They want that clock to run.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
2nd down, he'll throw it. He's got his man. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. Now the Cougars are going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Fires quickly. They'll make the stop, but first down on top. And they should be able to kneel this one out.
I love the play call in this situation. You need 1 first down to ice the game, so you're just throwing to the stick.
Come on. What you got? Hey. Hey, dude. Oh, how you been? What you got going? Oh. This place is big. I want to be 1,000% clear. The sole reason why I am covering this new development in the Nolan Wells case is because the lead attorney, Benjamin Crump, just posted about it on his Instagram. And the latest development is that Nolan Wells was alive July the 5th, and he did return from Horn Island. And not only has attorney Benjamin Crump been posting this in his feed, he has also been reposting it in his story. I am going to walk you through a timeline over the past 24 hours, starting with multiple emails I received with this latest development. Then I'm going to play a video for you that gives you detailed information about this new development. We're going to go over the timeline. We're going to go over what this means in the case. And then I'm going to tell you what Nolan Wells' mom has to say about this latest development. Sit back, relax. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the most shocking development since this case started. And then I'll hand it off to you, the Out Louder, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. My morning started off with a ton of emails with the screenshot you'll see here right beside me. The screenshot right beside me that I will not read in detail basically states that Nolan Xavier Wells did in fact return from Horn Island, and he attended a party, and he was alive July the 5th up until at least 3 a.m. And it is then when he got into a confrontation. It's there where he passed away, and then they brought his body back to the water. Now, the reason why I was a little bit hesitant in the morning is because I get emails every day about different stories and developing stories about stories that I'm covering, and it's my job to make sure that I sift through them to make sure that I'm giving you guys accurate information. That is my job. So when you click on the channel, you know you're getting accurate information. As time went on, I saw a few people talking about this on Instagram. Some pages that were not so reputable, smaller pages, and I didn't think too much of it. But like I said at the top of the video, when I saw attorney Benjamin Crump post about it, that is when, to me, this story got a lot more solidified. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you, I'm not 100% convinced. And I'll show you in a minute why, because of the caption that attorney Benjamin Crump put once he posted this picture. But let me get to this. Let me tell you a little bit more about the development of the story. I'm not going to read the full thing, but I'm going to put 2 more screenshots, and then I'm going to play a video, and then we'll get into the details of what the caption said with attorney Benjamin Crump. Go to the next picture. Now, for those of you who want to read the details of this, feel free to pause and read the details. I will not lend my voice to this until it is 1,000,000% confirmed. Like I said, we're trusting Benjamin Crump. And here is the third screenshot. Like I said, it's basically saying he came back, he was at this party. The picture that I showed you at the top of this video was him in the pool with his friends. Now, let's get to the video that summarizes all of this. Take a look.
So allegedly, Nolan did leave the island, and he went back to Wyatt's house for a pool party. And during that pool party, there was altercation between Wyatt, Nolan, Evan, and somebody else. And apparently they beat Nolan to death with some sort of bar or pole. There are people that are putting out witness statements stating that they were there and they saw Nolan spitting up blood, and that these boys it on Nolan. They are saying that Evan's mother knew about the whole thing. Allegedly, they took Nolan's body back to the water. They're saying that this is the reason why it pinged on land at that house before they found that phone. This is why that boy told his daddy that Nolan was like a brother to me. Was like a brother to me when he showed up to get his car. Because they already knew he was gone. Is this the reason why they needed dental records? Because he was unrecognizable? This case is starting to bust wide open. And we all knew that something else happened to Nolan. And the question is, which of the parents helped their kids?
Now, be blind. Could be bad. Be blind. Could be bad. Mama,
You know they can still do it. I got all of them. That's what people don't understand, especially as law enforcement. The most powerful thing for law enforcement is once they put it on their paper, if it's on me, that's going to be more than anything. So they can get on the paper, ask them to take them to go back to prison. So basically, how many people got killed in Mississippi and all the schools?
You'll see I have the picture in question zoomed in here beside me on this screen. You'll see at the top corner here that there's, I don't know, almost looks like where you would step out of the pool.
They wipe it away.
Nobody knows why this is circled. Nobody knows what that is. But you'll see on the other side.
There's something weird about this guy right here in the middle. He know something gonna sit right about him.
Couple other
grown
things
man
to note
with
is
kids.
in the three Facebook screenshots that I just showed you, it never says Nolan. It says No. N-O-N-O. It could be a nickname for Nolan. I've seen some things online that says that Devon has come out and said that this Facebook post is not about Nolan, but for those who watched my video yesterday, y'all know that like this whole Devon interview with TMZ is a little bit weird, so I don't know how much I trust Devon. We're going to get to the dental records in a second. For those who've been following me for the past week, you know about that conspiracy theory of the fact that there is alleged that on Monday when Nolan's body was discovered, he wasn't able to be identified right away and they needed dental records. I played that for you. This is the first conspiracy theory I talked about. I hate to talk about conspiracy theories. But in that video, I also showed you the fact that Attorney Benjamin Crump said that Nolan's mom didn't identify the body. And if you guys remember, on Monday when the body was discovered, it was 3 or 4 hours before we found out that it was Nolan. It was, the headlines were, there was a body that found, we don't know who it is, 3 or 4 hours later it was identified, but it wasn't identified by his mom. We don't know who it was identified with. So this story could be true. That was the one thing where I was like, maybe it might be true. Because if you're just on the island and you're swimming off and you drown, you're able to be identified. If this story is true, which what Attorney Benjamin Crump just reposted and people are talking about, it would make sense that you would need to identify him with medical records if he got beat up by 4 people. Okay. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Now, I want to show you guys what was the caption under this picture from Attorney Benjamin Crump. It kind of makes you go, You'll see here, Attorney Crump, and it says repost Crump. I'm not going to give this person any shout out. But by the way, this person has under 1,000 followers on Instagram. And no shame to anybody who has 2 followers or 2 million followers. All I'm just saying, it's not coming from CNN, ABC, NBC, or even like, let's say, like somebody from new media like myself, who is reputable, have gone through Diddy trials, Ashley Janae, who I have proven my credibility on this internet here. I haven't seen any sort of credibility from this person, so I'm scratching them off. Now, the repost is not Attorney Benjamin Crump saying anything. He just reposted what this person said. Nolan Wells investigation update. The streets are talking. Now listen, I don't know if these are facts or rumors because no official statement has been confirmed. We sometimes have to follow all clues until the truth is found. Here is what was discovered on social media last night. Social media allegedly claimed a photo existing of Nolan at a land-based pool party in Jackson County before 1 a.m. July the 5th. Now, we all know the story that the boys say they didn't see him after, 3 or 4:30, or they didn't see him after July the 4th at 3 o'clock. They left at 4:30. Katie said last time she saw him was on the island, but then there's a pool party at 1 o'clock, and this now, a week later, we're hearing about it, and now Attorney Crump is posting saying he doesn't know if this is fact or fiction, so if you're the lead attorney in conducting the investigation, why are you reposting this, sir? But who am I to tell the Nolan family who to trust? We hired Attorney Benjamin Crump, and I have worked with Attorney Benjamin Crump. I told you guys that with my Nike case a couple of years ago when I was suing Nike, and they are a very, very thorough office. I mean, I don't have to tell you about Attorney Crump. George Floyd, and such, he's been around for years. So, regardless of my experience with them and his history, I still question the fact of why he would post something and leave in the caption, we don't know if it's fact or rumors, but maybe he's just saying, hey, we don't know if it's fact or rumors and we need to explore everything. Maybe that is the case. I don't know. Now here's a timeline that is circulating online. If the pool party ended at 1 a.m. at Evan's house, why call the Coast Guard at 11 p.m.? What time did Nolan's mom pick up the phone and from which friend's house? Now, I don't know if we know the time yet, but we know that Nolan's mom didn't pick up the phone from the Good Morning America interview. She said her friend. And I don't know if she gave a date, but I'm going to assume that we all know that most people thought he went missing July the 4th, so I'm going to assume that she got back the phone July the 4th. That's what I'm assuming. She didn't say the date on her Good Morning America interview, so that's what I would assume. But if there's a party at 1 a.m., then maybe she picked up her phone July the 5th in the night. I don't know. If the party ended at 1 a.m. and they were cleaning the boat at 3 a.m., this means they had 2 hours to get rid of the body. How long does it take to get out to the boat launch and get to Horn Island and back? Legitimate question. Okay, here you'll see the person that first posted this picture, and now it has been deleted. But you'll see here the timestamp that it was posted July the 5th at 2:53 a.m. Okay? Now, underneath this post, there's this caption. Nolan Wells was alive on July the 5th, 2026 at 2:53 a.m. Based on a social media post attributed to one of Nolan Wells' lying friend, Nolan appears to have been alive at approximately 2:53 a.m. July the 5th, 2006. Nolan's father retrieved his keys from a female who was at the pool party, an account his father later discussed during an interview with Roland Martin. Okay, so that's a little bit off there. Nolan's father first said that at the press conference, the Al Sharpton press conference, he didn't receive the keys from a girl, he received it from Jax. Where the girl comes in is that Jax first lied and said, I don't have Nolan's keys. And then there was a girl that called in, or a girl that somebody knew that was like, hey, tell Nolan's dad to tell Jax that Nolan's keys are on top of the Xbox. So that's why people think that it was a girl. No, the girl just called Jax. Okay? Now, Nolan's mom got wind of this story that this girl put out on Facebook and has everybody up and down the development. And once again, including Benjamin Trump. Now, Nolan Wells' mom came out and said, she's not a close friend of our son's, and I've never spoken or met with her. She isn't saying that this story's not true. She just said she hasn't spoken to her, she's never met, I don't know. But it doesn't sound too much like Nolan believes this story, or maybe she feels like there's some truth to it. I don't know. All I'm saying is this doesn't read well, and I bring this story full circle back to, I can only imagine if Nolan's mom is sitting down here saying, she's not a close friend, I don't know this girl, I've never met with her, I've never spoken with her, and my lead attorney is posting this on his Instagram and in the story. Just imagine what must be going on. And if this story turns out to be not true,
it's crazy.
ADHD feels like I have to do this one simple task. I am greeted by a bunch of other roadblocks which make that one simple task a whole lot harder. And I found he wasn't paying attention as well as I'd like him to. Also, he was up wandering around as he was cooking. When I heard about Calvary, I definitely had a feeling in myself that, oh, this is the most important mistake. I really started to notice that he was able to stay on task. When I watched him do his homework, he wouldn't get as distracted by too much things around him. He was finishing his homework quicker, and he was able to do chores around him better as well.
Qelbree, viloxazine extended release capsules, is a prescription medicine used to treat ADHD in adults and children 6 to 11 years old. Important safety information. Qelbree may cause suicidal thoughts and outcomes in children and adults with ADHD, especially within the first few months of treatment or when the dose is changed. Tell your doctor if you or your child have, or if there is a family history of suicidal thoughts or actions before starting Qelbree. Monitor your or your child's mood, behavior, thoughts, and feelings during treatment with Qelbree. Report any new or sudden changes in symptoms right away. You should not take Qelbree if you or your child take medicine for depression called a monoamine oxidase inhibitor, MAOI, or have stopped taking MAO1 after 15 days. Also, you or your child should avoid meloxicam, duloxetine, bromocriptine, pregnenolone, tizanidine, and chlorpheniramine, causing can increase blood pressure and heart rate. Your or your child's doctor will monitor these vital signs. Qelbree may cause medical distress in patients with bipolar disorder. Tell your doctor if you or your child show any signs of illness. Do not drive or operate heavy machinery until you know how Qelbree will affect you or your child. Qelbree may cause you or your child to feel sleepy or tired. The most common side effects of Qelbree in patients 6 to 17 years are symptoms including feeling hungry, feeling tired, nausea, vomiting, trouble sleeping, and irritability. And in adults, insomnia, headache, sleepiness, tiredness, nausea, decreased appetite, dry mouth, and constipation. These are not all the possible side effects of Qelbree. You are encouraged to report negative side effects of prescription drugs to the FDA. Visit www.fda.gov/redbook or call 1-800-FDA-1088.
This is really a huge stain on Tony Benjamin Trump's name, in my opinion. Now, I just want to go over a few things, a few more details about this story, why it could be believable and why it could not be believable. Okay, the first story, why I find it hard for the story to be credible, is every single person in this picture, and quick count, let's say around 20 people. That would mean these 20 people are all in cahoots together and is lying to the police. Because up until today, right now, nobody has seen Nolan after 7 p.m. July the 4th. If this picture was taken July the 5th at 1 a.m., that means all of these people are going to jail. Because the police have conducted an investigation, and none of these people have come out to say, he was at a pool party at 1 a.m. All these people would have to go to jail. So all these people, and there's probably more people at the party. So just quick math, that would mean that at least 40 to 50 people would have to be in cahoots to be lying about this and be willing to go to court to say that this story is true. That's what would have to happen. Now on the flip side, one thing I do find a little suspicious about the original story is that Nolan went missing July the 4th. Nobody saw him after, let's say, roughly 4 or 5 o'clock. The Coast Guard was alerted, and there's skepticism about the Coast Guard and when they went out to look or whatever. But we do know that they went out to look July the 5th-ish. We don't know the time. But they did go out. They did not find him. They only found him July the 6th, which was Monday, around 9 a.m. Now, I'm not an expert on searching, but if you have a whole team out on Sunday, I find it a little bit weird that the body does only wash up or become closer to the shore July the 6th. So this story could be true that, something happened to him July the 5th. They dumped the body, they kept the body, they did something, and then went out and put him there at some time during July the 5th, and that's when they found him July the 6th. That's why I'm still not too sure about this story. And then it also makes sense of why was the boat at the judge's office 3 o'clock in the morning? It would make sense if they beat him up so badly that they have to go there to clean the boat. Now, I understand I've seen people in the comment section like, in salt water, you have to clean the boat. Yeah, not at your friend's mom's house who's a judge at 3 a.m. No, you clean it in the afternoon or you clean it in the morning, especially 18-year-old kids. Okay? We'll stop.
Your turn. They're curious. Confidence. And neutral signs your turn up here, so they can be prepared here. Kitty Academy Education and Childcare.
Drive time makes it easy to buy a car.
All things good.
Yep, you need to customize your home terms on every car.
Oh, there's a little slider thing. You can change one there.
Yeah, and we have lots of cars under 15 grand.
Never had this.
Welcome to Car Easy. This is a commercial. Go get your real good at drivetime.com. And then there's a question of the Denton records, which is something that's been floating around all week that I have. So there are another theory. There's just another layer to this. Do you guys believe this story? Do you not believe this story? I just gave you, 5 examples of how it could be true and 5 examples of how it could not be true. I think for me, the best thing to do here is trust the attorneys that Nolan Welson's family has hired. Now, before I leave you with this, Nicole, in the comment section, I just want to add into a piece of evidence that I gave you guys yesterday about tampering with evidence. Let me just touch on that. I'm actually kind of doubling down on that and want to show you guys how important it is. In yesterday's video, which I'm going to put below and I'm going to pin it for you guys to see, I let you know that at least, at minimum, the 3 white boys that were on the boat with Nolan should be facing 20 years in jail for tampering with evidence. What is the evidence? Nolan's phone. You do know for 100% fact, not speculation, fact, that Warren called Nolan's mother and said, I don't know where Nolan is, I don't know anything, and he had Nolan's phone with him. Nolan's mom pinned the phone, sent her friend, pinned the phone, realized it was at Warren's house, sent her friend to go and pick it up. That is tampering with evidence. If you know that somebody is missing, you have to give every piece of evidence to the police. And not only that, Nolan's mom has said that when she got back the phone, she knows that there was deletions off there because Nolan would have been posting on Snapchat and there's no pictures and no posts. Now, in yesterday's video, I told you that is a crime punishable up to 20 years. I want to show you of a case that's almost identical to this. Teen arrested after his friend drowned. Instead of helping or calling 911, he fled the scene and deleted all messages. I'll read this very quickly to you. April 13, 2026, 18-year-old Daniel left his home with 19-year-old Lucas and another friend before all 3 jumped into the lake for a swim. One of the boys drowned, and instead of helping or calling 911, Roper fled the scene in his car. He threw away the clothes of the boy who drowned, tossed his phone out the window of a moving vehicle, and attempted to conceal evidence. Roper later deleted all messages and calls of his friend that drowned, admitting he panicked and didn't want to get in trouble because he knew there'd be an investigation. The friend's body was discovered 4 days later. On July the 9th, Dallas police arrested and charged him with tampering and fabricating physical evidence and appearing in investigation. Those 3 boys that were on the boat with Nolan need to be arrested immediately. That's the same call I called for yesterday. Here is a case almost identical, same age group, same almost story. Arrest the 3 white boys on the boat. All right, y'all, I just gave you a ton of things to talk about in the comment section. Please let me know how you feel. Let me know, A, if you believe this Facebook story. Do you believe that Nolan was alive July the 5th? How do you feel about Benjamin Crump posting this story, which is basically solidifying it, putting it in the caption saying, I don't know if it's true, I don't know if it's not true, but we need to explore it. Maybe he's right. Who am I to question Benjamin Crump? Maybe he's right. Maybe it's like, I don't know, but we should explore everything. I don't know. Like I said, I found it very hard that those 30 people, not one of them, would come to the police, come to online, come somewhere and say, hey, I was at a party, Nolan was last seen July the 5th. I personally have a hard time. But please let me know. Let me know what you think about tampering of the witness. It's another example I just gave you. A lot of information. Sound off. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Regardless if this story is true or not, I'm going to be on the we just want justice. I hear a lot of people, oh, race this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants anything. Then justice. So that is what both his parents have said in every single interview. There's a lot of stuff going on online. A lot of people are weighing in with race. It's not a race situation. This is a situation about being transparent. This is a situation about having justice. Okay? Of course, there's a black boy with 3 white boys in Mississippi. Of course, there's going to be race involved. But the actual heart and the actual root of it is about getting justice and about getting the truth for Nolan Xavier Wells. Please sound off there. When you are letting me know what you think and when you're commenting below, please do not forget to like and subscribe. When you're subscribing, there's a bell beside the join button. Make sure you click that bell. That bell, there'll be a drop-down menu. Click all so you can be notified whenever we drop any video or if we go live. Also, for those of you who are watching this on YouTube, please give this video a hype. It's absolutely free, costs you nothing, but it hypes up this video and it lets the algorithm and it lets YouTube know, hey, I really like this, hype it up. This is to more people. Also, like I said, I'm going to put yesterday's video in the comment section and I'm going to pin it. Please watch that video. It gives you a lot of details, a lot of new evidence, help you decide how you feel about this case, so please check that out. And lastly, YouTube is going to suggest 2 videos on your screen of mine that they think you might like based off of you watching this video. So you have 3 videos to choose from. I appreciate the support. I will see you next video.
I saw
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, you know what? This made me mad though, because then you sit around talking about it. So they should know what you brought them up there.
Reporting live from Michael Square, Fight Plus News, I'm John Albert. Following the latest surrounding the mysterious death of Nolan Wells, the black king of Mississippi, whose body would be found washed ashore after his friends allegedly relieved him on a remote island, a former Mississippi judge is now speaking up and highlighting some key issues he sees with the case. According to former judge, now attorney Carlos Moore, who served in the municipal court in Mississippi for a little over 6 years, someone should have been arrested by now for several different reasons. Moore, who would end up being pushed from the bench after previously speaking out against racial discrimination on social media, serving as a judge, would take to his Facebook page on Friday night for over 30 minutes to air out questionable behavior he sees with how local officials are handling the case from the inside.
It's time out for playing games. It's time to know the truth. I'm someone well-versed in it that has actual experience. I've warned the black world, and I presided over these trials for preliminary hearings, arraignments, and initial appearances. Let's get started. So what do we know? We know after watching the parents' interview and reviewing the footage from social media, recounting interviews and statements of alleged witnesses that were on Horn Island. We know that Nolan Wells went to spend the night on July 3rd with his so-called friends. And he went with those so-called friends to Horn Island on a boat. on July the 4th. We know that out of the 4 people on that boat, 1 did not return home. That 1 person was Nolan Wells. The other 3 returned home as normal and said nothing to any member of the law enforcement or to the Coast Guard until at least 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th. We know that at least 1 of the so-called friends was found with the phone of Nolan Wells. And we know this based on the testimony of the parent, specifically the mother, who tracked the phone. And it was later to the home of one of the young men where she retrieved the phone. We also know that based on the mother's testimony that Snapchat, there were no Snapchats from the day, which was very odd for her son. We also know that text messages were deleted. We know that when she was tracking the phone, Life 360 said the phone was one place and Snapchat said it was another place. We know that the boy that had the phone did not voluntarily turn it over or call first. He had to be found through their own investigation. We know that based on witnesses' accounts, the so-called friends were seen on July the 5th, that Sunday, having breakfast together like nothing had happened. They were not out there searching for their so-called friends. We know that the so-called friends deleted their social media and deactivated their accounts and scrubbed it clean if the allegations are correct. We know that the young man that had the car at his house did not willingly turn over the keys. At first he said that he did not have the keys, he didn't know where they were, and after being impressed by the father, he finally turned over the keys. This is all very suspicious activity. We know that based on an audio recording and some video that Nolan Wells can be heard saying, "Give me my freaking keys. Give me my freaking phone." And it's been 2 different versions. Some say he said, "Give me my freaking phone," or some say he said, "Give me my MF phone." Regardless, he was asking or demanding his phone. Someone had his phone who did not have permission to have his phone. So the first thing I see, the simplest thing I see is who had his phone and why. And was that theft of the phone? Sometimes we look at the largest case, we try to get to murder, but the person that took his phone committed the crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully. You know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So, was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone, based on what I've heard. It has to be an affidavit format, but if it was presented to me, an affidavit format from law enforcement, I would sign the arrest warrant for at least, at this point, theft of the man's phone. You know that. We know who didn't report it to the family. The family had to go find it, and we know that Nolan Wells said give it back to him, and evidently it was not given back to him. Why was that?
start with simple ingredients. Great taste shines through. Made with real lemons and cane sugar. Simple, all natural lemonade. Fresh made. Say yes to simple.
All of the other things I've stated, you piece it together. Is there enough right now for arrest warrants for murder? That is a good question. I do know at this point there should have been search warrants signed by a judge. Evidence should have been presented to a judge by now. We are nearly 7 days after July the 4th, when he was first reported missing. There should have been evidence by Jackson County law enforcement agents, the Sheriff's Department specifically, presented to a judge so the search warrants could be signed by the judge, and there needs to be, or should have been, someone questioning the young men, the three so-called friends, and others, and the social media accounts need to be searched by now, or at least a search warrant should have been issued for the appropriate entities to give the law enforcement access to the social media information. That should have been done by now. I'm not telling you what I imagine. I'm telling you what the process usually is when you try to do a thorough investigation. And based on what's revealed from a thorough investigation, I do believe once the evidence is secured, it's going to lead, and it should lead, to the arrest of one or more individuals for the murder of Nolan Wells. All of the actions are very suspicious, and right now they lead one to believe that one or more persons could have been involved with the death of Nolan Wells. Right now we have a lot of unsworn testimony, the ones that is put into affidavit format, and there is corroborating evidence through social media, computers, or otherwise. I believe that at that point there will be enough evidence for a judge to sign and arrest warrant. I think critical evidence is missing right now are the results of the autopsy, the state autopsy and the independent autopsy. That's going to be critical information. And that alone, or that in connection with what's already known, may be enough to lead to an arrest or arrest. You do know at this point, low-hanging fruit, there should be an investigation about the underage drinking, who provided the alcohol. Those individuals could be immediately arrested based on, if there was any sworn testimony presented to a judge, I believe a judge could immediately sign an arrest warrant for those who provided alcohol to underage individuals. There's a lot of people and a lot of potential crimes, some misdemeanors and felonies, that people could be held accountable for. Was there any voting while intoxicated? Who was the captain of the boat? And what did he allow on his boat? If there were any illegal drugs possessed by anyone, drugs are still illegal in Mississippi, at least they were when I was on the bench. drug possession, drug use, selling of drugs, dealing drugs, trafficking drugs. You've heard testimony or allegations at least. I don't think anything's been put in affidavit format yet about rampant drug use among certain individuals. So there are a lot of things that's been alleged. Once put into the correct format, affidavit-wise, it could lead to arrest for several things, including misdemeanors and maybe even felonies. So there's a lot left to do. We are not rushing to judgment, but I just thought I would come on here and tell you that there definitely should be search warrants issued by now, and there could be arrest warrants for certain crimes issued by now. But for the ultimate crime of murder, it is probably wise to wait to see what the autopsy reveals, or that both autopsies reveal, and then cross that together with all the video footage, all the witness statements taken in the affidavit together, and then make a decision, leave it all to a judge at that point, for a judge to decide whether or not to sign a warrant for the arrest of one or more individuals. It would be very interesting to see what the autopsy shows. There's also the potential for kidnapping. It needs to be looked at whether or not they can get to murder or was there kidnapping. Was this young man taken somewhere against his will at any point? Was there abuse of the court even after he died? So there's a lot of things that need to be looked at from various law enforcement perspectives. Law enforcement have to do their job and get the information to a judge in the right format before a judge can act. And I still been on the bench if I wanted to act. I cannot act unilaterally. I would have to wait till law enforcement brought me the evidence in the right format before I could sign an arrest warrant, before I could sign a search warrant. And so that's how the process works. That's how the process works. And so I am happy if you're a retired judge. I'm always going to shoot you straight with no chasing. Straight with no chasing. I will tell you the God honest truth. I can tell you this one thing. I may have been born at night, but I was not born last night. And one thing about it, you cannot prove the informants. I've been on the inside. I know the process. And we will not sit quietly and allow this to be swept under the rug. I will call your hand. I will call your hand. You're not going to play these people for a fool. You are not going to play these people for a fool. You know the process. You know what you should be doing. And by God, I plan to make sure you do it. And we're going to call you out each and every time. There is a process. What I do know is, had the roles been reversed, by now, there would likely have been already arrests made. It wouldn't have taken all 6 days, 7 days, whatever the amount of days it's going to take. Had the roles been reversed, justice, the wheels of justice spin quickly. Somebody would have been arrested for something by now. But since the roles are what they are, we are expected to be patient, and they're going to cross every T, and they're going to dot every I in the investigation before they make a move, because of the people that are potentially involved. That's the way the criminal justice system works, unfortunately. if you have access to power or money, in some instances, if you're the right color or the right hue, you will get the benefit of the doubt. And regardless of all of that, based on what I've heard, not in the essays I've seen, but the affidavits come to support what I've heard, I do believe, especially with the autopsy, once that is in, and if you look at the body to see if there were any bruises or anything else, it should lead to the arrest of one or more individuals for murder, for accessory to murder, conspiracy to commit murder, aggravated assault, kidnapping, and a list of other possible things. So right now, I could say that based on that video evidence of him demanding his home back, someone could immediately be arrested for theft, wrongful conversion of his property. So, and once you make that first arrest, you start putting pressure on people. It becomes very serious at that point. Their loved ones sitting behind bars, even jail bars, definitely not prison bars. So it becomes very serious at that point, and there are persons of interest that should have been interviewed by now, should have been questioned, picked up, and taken to the station, even if they didn't voluntarily go. There are certain people that should be classified as suspects by now. They should not just be persons of interest. They should be actual suspects. I do not agree with the sheriff saying right now foul play is not suspected. He should have said right now it is too early to tell one way or the other if he was going to say anything and try to be fair and impartial. Because all of this suspicious stuff, the suspicion and the actions of the individuals themselves lead you to believe that something is awry. And the stories are not adding up. The stories are not adding up. So if you believe that he stayed with a young lady, why would you call him the Coast Guard at 11 p.m. at night on July the 4th? And why did the Coast Guard somehow forget that and then remember it? It's just very strange. And why would you lawyer up before there was even a body found? If my best friend died by drowning accidentally, the last thing I'm going to be doing is hiring a lawyer. I'm going to be too busy grieving my friend's accidental death. And I would not, in my wildest imagination, ever think that anyone would suspect me of crime. Accidents happen all of the time. All of the time. And one thing about it, if I had been there when he drowned, I would probably been so exhausted from trying to save him that I wouldn't have time to think about hiring a lawyer. Or time for my parents to think about hiring a lawyer. And if I am recalling things correctly, I do believe that one of those young people's parents went out to the island. Now, this is a bunch of young folks. I believe one of the mothers got on Facebook and said she went to the island at some point. Why was she there? What was she doing? She was not in their age group. I don't know too many parents that go to a teenage gathering or young person's gathering. What was she doing? I'm curious to know. I'm not even on the bench anymore, but I'm very curious to know what she was out there doing and who she may have been coaching. Or what she may have been an accessory to. It's very odd that she was out there, because I'm sure she was not on the guest list. tell you I'm tired, it's because I am. It's time for us to have the knowledge. I got my law degree in 2002. We're looking at somebody that has nearly a quarter of a century of experience in the legal realm. I spent 6.5 years on the bench. I am not going to mislead you, because too many of us have gone along to get along for too long. I have to meet my maker's face in peace. I have to look myself in the mirror. I'm not going to betray you. Enough is enough is enough. I know no one wants to see their loved one go to prison or be held accountable. But if the shoe fits, you might as well get ready to wear it. No one is above the law. And if you can't do your job because you're friends with certain people, you need to recuse yourself. Recuse yourself and let somebody that can do their job correctly do it. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone may have about the process or anything I just said. There is a criminal justice process. And I know how things should go, and when they don't go as they should, you have to ask yourself why. Again, I'm Judge Carlos Moore. I've been coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been living here now nearly 3 years. But Mississippi is home. The Gulf Coast is home. I know several members of the Wells family and the Runsford family, and again, they have my deepest condolences for their loss. It's tragic. Tragic folks that you trust your loved one to spend time with. Left an island without having the decency to account for your son. That bad. I can't imagine the love of that. And I've heard some people say that the Department of Justice civil rights divisions to come in and investigate FBI, MBI, who actually has the jurisdiction to do this. Those are good questions. You may need more assistance besides the local law enforcement to get down to the bottom of this. If there's anyone that's truly willing to take this war as a judge, if you're willing to live up to that oath, be unbiased and do a true investigation, and consider the facts fairly, please step up. And if you can't do the job fairly, please step aside. This is too serious. You have too many educated people watching this case now, and we're not going to let you get away with murder, potentially with no one being held accountable. We're not going to do it. Whoever did something untoward needs to be held accountable, needs to go before a jury of their peers, and needs to let that jury of their peers decide their guilt or innocence.
Great workout, everyone.
Hey. It's my turn. When you start with simple ingredients, great taste shines through. Made with real lemons and cane sugar. Say yes to simple. Simple.
Standards for an arrest warrant is simple, probable cause to believe a crime has been committed. The judge has to have probable cause, more likely than not, that a crime has been committed for an arrest warrant to be signed. is not beyond a reasonable doubt. It's probably called more likely than not. That's a very low burden to meet. And the evidence needs to get to a judge pretty soon. We know that won't be the end all, just because there will be an arrest. At some point, I do believe it's still going to be a long process. The local judge, the municipal judge, as I was, will have to do the arraignment, decide whether or not the individuals get bail, and what that bail amount will be. If it's a capital offense, or if it's a first-degree murder charge, or manslaughter charge, or whatever it may be, kidnapping, aggravated assault, the judge will have to set bail or decide or deny. You want the person to be like this. All that has to be taken into consideration. From there, there's a preliminary hearing, likely, where the evidence will be presented to that local judge, who will get to decide whether or not to find over to a grand jury or to dismiss the charge. Once it's found over to a grand jury, it will be up to the grand jury to decide what to actually indict the individuals for. And then once there is an indictment or indictments of the jury, individuals would have to stand trial, or if they plead not guilty, get to stand trial. Otherwise, they plead guilty, they could go immediately to sentencing. And you would expect, and based on what I've seen so far, that there won't be even guilty pleas automatically. And this probably will go to trial. You have contradicting stories. You have Katie that's saying one thing. You have the young man that's saying another. I see Katie has not lowered up, from what I have been told, and she's been speaking freely, and her family's been speaking freely. Whereas I understand that some others have decided not to speak to the press and have lowered up. People are entitled. In this country, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. There is nothing wrong with lawyering up. In fact, if it was my family, I would advise my family to remain quiet too. That's what lawyers do. They advise them to remain quiet. They have a right to remain quiet. And a lot of times you remain quiet for good reason. Because anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. But people also have a right to be suspicious of why individuals lawyered up so fast. Why are they not talking? It's serious business. People's potential freedom are on the line, and somebody has lost their life. Someone has lost their life. At least the people that's alive still have a fighting chance. You never know what a jury in Mississippi will do. We do know that no one ever was held accountable for Emmett Till's murder, despite the evidence, the overwhelming evidence. No one was ever held accountable. I can only hope and pray that in 2026, 2027, should the facts be presented to a jury of peers that will be given reasonable consideration, and that if the facts are proven beyond a reasonable doubt, that the individuals that may soon be arrested and tried for the death, for their role in the death of Melvin Wells, to be held accountable. That's all we can hope and pray for, and we will have to live with whatever the jury's verdict is, because in this country, if you go through the entire process, we live with the verdict of the jury. It has to be a unanimous verdict, and they get to decide guilt or an acquittal. And if they cannot agree, it's a hung jury, and the prosecution gets to decide if they try the case again. They continue to try again until they get a unanimous decision one way or the other. So it could be a long road ahead. Keep the Wells and one of his family in your prayers. They have to deal with all of this because they're a public light. They are not allowed to breathe privately because of the real public nature of this death. And so It's a lot to process. One day your life is going as normal, and the next day you are thrown in the limelight. But I applaud the parents for standing together and fighting for answers. They have been very good. They are not accusing anybody of anything. They just simply want answers. And once those answers are given and properly investigated, they are hoping that the right thing is done. And that's my hope too. Whatever the evidence leads to, as long as there has been a thorough investigation, I'm willing to accept that. But I do not want to give any favoritism. I want a complete, thorough investigation. I'm glad another independent investigation is going alongside the
Vitamin water from New York City. It was born here because New York wanted more flavor.
It's so New York, it tastes amazing. You're great.
Did Larry just address Leo as well as well? Yes. And that's the time Larry knew about footprint.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And yeah, it's your big too, but the big one.
Not flavor.
Oh.
But I'm just an investigation. Again, I had the privilege of serving the great people of Mississippi. But the people of Mississippi, for a large part, certain people I consider great in Mississippi. I used to call it the state great. I no longer will refer to it as the great state of Mississippi because it still has a lot of things to do. It's not a place that I feel comfortable living any longer and raising my family. And I would encourage you to my friends to move to Mississippi in its current configuration. It's a dangerous place. It's a dangerous place with a deep-seated racism. And they are known to try to keep black people in their place. So no matter what your socioeconomic status is as a black person in Mississippi, they are known to try to keep you in your place. One thing about me, I decided my place was no one else decided my place was. My place was equal with theirs. And in my eyes, I was always equal, better than me. My parents were equally you're no better than anyone, you're no worse than anyone. You believe that? Are we all equal justice? Will be forced to live up to his promise. Will be forced to live up to his promise. I could go on and on to express from my viewpoint the perch that I had as one who wore the robe, and not one but two jurisdictions in Mississippi where I am countless ceremonies. I know the process, and I'm happy to have the light review on tonight. Please share this with your friends. That's up here from the horse's mouth. Because people will have you to believe that you're crazy based on your suspicions. Allow your suspicions and what you're saying, you're dead on, you're dead right. You're hitting the nail on the head. Keep asking the questions, keep prodding, and if you ever want to know if you're on the right track, just a chat or email away.
It's a town picture found in unsealed federal court documents allegedly showing Highland Park police officer Tiffany Lipkovich conducting a drug deal at a Highland Park gas station while in uniform and on duty.
So this picture is from the Grand Rapids Police Department showing nearly 3 pounds of mail from Arizona. Yeah, put in the mail. It's a growing issue as cartels try to find ways to get around federal security using things like dryer sheets to cover the smell. Several arrests and found the light on a pipeline bringing drugs from Spruce across several states. A Michigan prison employee is among 3 people arrested in a drug bust in Muskegon and Muskegon Heights, where police say they nabbed kilos of drugs. The charges carry a potential life sentence for 2 of the 3 indicted.
Details now says each one of them was brought out of the Michigan State Police Metro Post here in Oak Park. They're going to be transported separately to northern Michigan where they face their charges.
Officials here at Detroit Metro say they got a heads up that someone was bringing in drugs from L.A. They said they took that information, did some digging, and turned it into intelligence and ultimately a big narcotics scene.
Atlanta police say had an estimated $1 million in drugs, is now facing federal drug charges.
Ryder presents stories from the supply chain. Overflowing facts. Needed help. So lots of tools and plans. Their supply chain moving and their business booming. Like what such done.
Ryder was the perfect fit.
Ryder Advanced Warehouse Technology is helping them to keep the pants off the competition. And working with Ryder,
The super company, like our jeans.
you can be a supply chain champion. Help your business win with supply chain and transportation solutions from them.
I found out the hard way what a disconnection feels like on Twitter, Instagram. Checking DMs, posting stories, but you're also editing content, scheduling posts, actually running your business. And that's what happens. A comment asking about your product, there. A new follower ready to engage, ghosted. A DM from somebody ready to buy, missed. By the time you see it, never mind, something else. Each one, a misconnection. A sale going, poof. Unless you're using ManyChat. With ManyChat, nothing does. Someone comments, instant DM. New follower, automatic welcome. Someone shares your post, immediate thank you. Automatically, every time. While you keep doing what you're doing, sales happen whether you're online or not. And the best part, it's ridiculously easy to set up, like only a few minutes. Over 1 million creators are already using these. Why don't you? See what you can make them. Get started free today.
It's the largest fentanyl loss from a traffic stop in state history.
People in Benton Harbor arrested for running up the brain throughout Southwest Michigan. We're breaking about a major crackdown on a dangerous connection between one of the world's most notorious drug cartels and West Michigan.
The drug bust in Macomb County, the sheriff calling it a sophisticated operation that was moving thousands of pounds of drugs across the state. A traffic stop where law enforcement seized more than 40 pounds without telling us that's enough to wipe out the entire state.
Michigan State Police detectives found more than a dozen illegal items during a raid at a Detroit home this week.
They found drugs, shotguns, and an alligator.
Ottawa County man was going to federal prison for what was delivered to his house by the U.S. Postal Service. Crystal met mail here from Arizona.
Listen, it's a Great Lakes State Auto Plant, freshwater coastline, and the city of Detroit sitting right at the crossroads of the Midwest. But that same geography, the highway, the border crossing, the airport, and the mail route has made Michigan something else entirely. A hub where drugs pour in from the southwest border and the west coast, funnel through Metro Detroit, and flow back out to Grand Rapids, Saginaw, the first city, and even across state lines, Kentucky and Tennessee. This isn't considered one bus, or one city with a journey across the entire city. And the School Review rate has seized enough sense to release 7 million people to report hauls pulled out of cars during routine traffic stops. Some cartel links focus on the ring of West Michigan style of dope delivery networks running like two businesses in our top. Some drug kidneys found food and mailed across the country to a corrections officer smuggling killers to prison, and even a police detective caught distributing the very toys computers sworn to fight. On the other side of every one of these cases, the DEA, the FBI, the ATF, the Michigan State Police, and the local narcotics teams running the raid, the traffic stop, and the undercover center. We're going to take the state by state, city by city, and where charges are still pending. These remain allegations, with everyone presumed innocent until proven guilty. This is Michigan's war on drugs. Exposed. Let's get into it.
He's not here in this modest home, but investigators say the 34-year-old Harper Woods woman is the ringleader of a multi-million-dollar drug operation. Their street name is Sweetie, and that's why this morning's raid was called Operation Sweetie.
You didn't have a bad day today.
Today's raid was a result of a 5-year-long investigation by the Savage Narcotics Team, also known as TNT. And just after 3 this morning, as they were hitting Sweetie's house afterwards, they were also hitting other locations connected to the alleged drug operation, including this house on Parkway in Detroit and another house in Oak Park. Investigators say Sweetie was the ringleader for the operation that found it more lucrative to sell to northern Michigan communities like Traverse City, where instead of $100 a gram, Sweetie and his crew were pouring in more than double that. Ever told Sweetie didn't want cash, she wanted money on greenbacks prepaid cards, and she kept meticulous records. Now found this evidence that was used against her, and more than a dozen other people targeted for arrest.
The Traverse Narcotics Team launched Operation Sweetie described as one of the largest and most complex trafficking investigations in the region. A local Traverse City man and a Detroit man were connected to a sophisticated trafficking network. The operation highlighted how northern Michigan trafficking networks are directly connected to Detroit suppliers, creating a pipeline from major urban distribution hubs to smaller cities across the state.
If you're starting a business and you don't want to spend weeks designing your logo, you need to do this. So this is design.com. You just type in your business name, describe your vibe like modern cafe or cold focus thing, and the AI instantly generates a bunch of logo options for you. So here's the part that got me. You can jump into the AI chat and just describe what you want. Maybe you want a totally different icon, and it completely reimagines the logo. It's basically like having a designer on call, but you're just typing in simple text, and it doesn't just stop at the logo. Once you're happy with it, Design.com's AI automatically creates matching business cards, websites, social posts, flyers, all using your logo colors. You just come in with an idea and leave with a full brand.
I found out the hard way what a missed connection feels like on IG. You're on Instagram, checking DMs, posting stories, but you're also editing content, scheduling posts, actually running your business. And that's when it happens. A comment asking about your product, buried. A new follower ready to engage, ghosted. A DM from somebody ready to buy, missed. By the time you see it, never mind, try it somewhere else. Each one, a missed connection. A sale going poof, unless you're using ManyChat. With ManyChat, nothing different. Someone comments, instant DM. New follower, automatic welcome. Someone shares your post, immediate thank you. Automatically, every time. While you keep doing what you're doing, sales happen whether you're online or not. And the best part, it's ridiculously easy to set up, like only a few minutes. Over 1 million creators are already using ManyChat. Why aren't you? See what you've been missing. Get started for free today.
It's a telling picture found in unsealed federal court documents allegedly showing Highland Park police officer Tiffany Lipkovich conducting a drug deal at a Highland Park gas station while in uniform and on duty. In fact, according to the criminal complaint, her own partner was sitting in the squad car outside while the drug deal happened. Lipkovich allegedly left the gas station to respond to a call at a bank. This is just one example listed in the case against 2 women, Detective Lipkovich and Amber Bellamy, all laid out in a federal criminal complaint, detailing numerous phone conversations between an FBI informant and the Highland Park police officer. Conversations would eventually lead to the detective allegedly meeting up with the informant at places like Target, other public places, to conduct drug deals like the one allegedly taking place in this photo. Over the course of the 4-month undercover operation, the informant allegedly spent thousands of dollars.
This one is different. A detective with the Highland Park Police Department was arrested for distributing Fendi Lace tapes while on the job. Federal prosecutors charged him and an accomplice with conspiracy to distribute and distribution of Fendi Lace tapes. The same officer sent to stop drug trafficking was actively participating. These cases pose the serious problem of law enforcement corruption and show how even the agencies tasked with fighting drugs can be infiltrated from the inside.
O'Brien, James Kitchen is a 51-year-old divorced father of one who says he's worked for 16 years for the Michigan Department of Corrections. Now he is the one facing time behind bars. On Sunday, Michigan State Police out of the Grand Haven and Rockford Post arrested Kitchen along with 2 co-defendants. They are now charged with delivery. Kitchen, a graduate of Muskegon Heights High School, was arrested at his home in this tidy Muskegon neighborhood, police say. He is held on a $1 million bond in Muskegon County Jail. 38-year-old DeMarco Knox was arrested the same day
in this affluent Muskegon Heights neighborhood where he lives, according to court records, and therefore faces a maximum of 47 years in prison as opposed to life. His bond is $1.5 million. Police say 43-year-old Alfonso Johnson was arrested at the corner of Columbia and Getty here in Muskegon Heights. His bond is $2 million. Johnson has a felony record that includes home invasion and drug possession, while Knox has a possession of a sawed-off shotgun conviction from more than 20 years ago, court records say. On his court paperwork, Kitchen claims he's worked for the MDOC for 16 years. At the prison, employees say he worked at the West Shoreline facility, where he investigated prisoner complaints.
3 people, including Michigan Department of Corrections, were arrested in Michigan County. 2 loads of drugs were seized during the raid. Exposed being smuggled into the prison system through corrupt steps. Prisons are supposed to be secure facilities, but drugs are making their way inside through corruption, undermining security and fueling a victim even behind bars.
38-year-old Cordero Lambert, no stranger to the courtroom. His latest arrest came in mid-July after he picked up one of 2 packages from Arizona, delivered to 2 addresses about 7 blocks apart in Grand Rapids. What he didn't know, Grand Rapids police and postal inspectors had him under surveillance. When he was arrested, they took the packages, and inside were dryer sheets used to mask any smell, school supplies, candies, and nearly 3 pounds of it.
Cordero Lambert thought he was getting away. He picked up a package from Grand Rapids that looked legitimate, but inside was nearly 3 pounds of Coca-Cola shipped through the mail. The DEA's Postal Inspection Service have been tracking a rise in mail-based drug trafficking into Michigan. Cartels are breaking shipments into smaller packages to avoid detection, and this bust proves they're not always successful. 3 pounds is enough to fuel a major distribution network.
27-year-old Trayvonte Brown and 32-year-old Aquarius Turner each face felony charges for possession with intent to deliver and bringing contraband into a prison. This is the duct tape package correctional workers found in the yard. Lieutenant Ben Eckler with the Michigan State Police says the 2 were arrested in a traffic stop after prison staff heard about the plan ahead of time.
My understanding is there was information that they had come across prior to this taking place.
Brown and Turner also faced misdemeanor charges of contributing to the delinquency of a child as a 16-year-old Battle Creek boy was inside the car. He faces similar charges to the 2 men. Lieutenant Eckler says he's seen suspects smuggle in contraband however they can get away with it.
2 Kalamazoo men and a Battle Creek chief were charged with attempting to smuggle drugs into Michigan prison. State investigators called it a drug dump operation coordinated external smuggling to get contraband inside the resident facility. The fact that it wasn't the first time investigators had encountered this tells you drugs are infiltrating prisons at alarming rates through organized smuggling networks.
We begin today with breaking news. 2 men arrested in Detroit, and they're accused of being connected to a large drug